Alright, so today we are going to start our unit on that will eventually accumulate with volume and surface area. But to do that, we're going to need to do a quick review of area, which we learned about here a few weeks ago. To jog your memory about area, I want you to fill out a KWL chart about area. As you can see here you'll fill in your topic. In your know column, it's what you know about area. And you can put anything. You can put the definition, you can put what it is, how you find it, anything at all that you remember about area. In your want to know column, put anything that you don't quite remember. And then don't worry about the learn column right now. We'll fill that out at the end of our lesson. So I'll just give you a few minutes to fill out your know column and then we'll discuss this class. Alright, so Dalton, can you tell me what you know about area? What you remember about area?
Well, I remember you telling us that it was, for rectangles, it's length times width.
Perfect. So you remember the formula that we used to find it? Excellent. Is there anything that you want to know about area?
Maybe, how do I find the area of a circle?
Alright, so it'll definitely come up today. Dylan, what about you? What do you remember about area?
Isn't it 2D, so like a flat surface?
It is 2D. We've discussed area as 2D, so we're only finding like the surface area of this piece of paper. Perfect. Alright, so as Dalton said, the area is found using formulas. But first we should probably discuss, just jog your memory a bit, what area is. Can anybody tell me what the definition of area is? You said something about a 2D surface. Can we expand upon that idea? So area is the amount of space that a shape covers. Everybody agree with that? Alright, so as Dalton said, we can find the area of a rectangle, or the area of a rectangle can be found using a formula. Dalton, can you tell me what that formula was again?
Length times width.
Length times width, correct. So the area of a rectangle is equal to the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. So let's look at a picture of what that actually means. So if we are given this rectangle and we have that the length is labeled 3 and the width is 2, what do I do?
You'd multiply them together.
Right. So I would have my length is equal to 3, correct?
Yep.
What's my width?
2.
2. So using this formula, we know that the area of a rectangle is equal to the length, which is 3, times the width, which was 2. So what is the area of this rectangle?
6.
6? Perfect. Now, does anybody remember how we label area?
Oh, don't you have to square it?
We have to do units squared, correct. And this is because when we have 3 units, if we were to look at this with graph paper like we did when we originally learned area, there's 3 units length and 2 units of height, so units times units is units squared. Alright, so I think now we can do an example. I'll have you guys work in your groups, and then you can talk about the answer, and then we'll come back together and see what we got. So I want you to find the area of this rectangle. And when you're solving for this, please tell me what the length is, tell me what the width is, and then tell me the area. So you could work in your groups on that.
The length is 5, and the width is 2.
Alright, and then I'll have you thumbs up when you have an answer. Alright, we're good to go. So Dylan, can you walk me through this problem?
The length would be
The
5.
length will be 5. Why is the length 5?
That's a great question.
How many units? So this is 5. How many units are across the bottom?
5.
5, correct.
Okay.
So what is the width?
2.
2? Alright, so then, Dalton, what is the formula to find the area of that rectangle?
Length times width.
So I would have area of the rectangle is equal to length times width, right?
Yep.
Which is equal to what, given these variables?
5 times 2, so
5
it's 10.
It's 25, dude.
10 units what?
Units squared.
Units squared, perfect. So how does everybody feel about area of a rectangle? Are we good? Do we need a little bit more practice, or can we move on? Review the next one? Alright.
Yeah.
So, can anybody recall what the formula for area of a triangle is?
Isn't it the same thing but divided by 2?
It is, it's a little bit different. So let's look at reasoning behind that. Dylan just said that the formula for area of a triangle was the same exact formula as for a rectangle, but divided by 2. And this is true, because if we look at this, if we take any size rectangle and divide it in half, what am I left with, Dalton?
2 triangles.
2 triangles, right? So using this reasoning, I should be able to take the area of a rectangle and divide by 2, right? To find the area of our triangle. And this is the same, exact same basic idea, except instead of using length and width variables, we instead call what used to be our length, we now call that the base. So this right here is the base, it's the base of our triangle, and the height of the triangle, which is right here. So using those variables, how would I be able to write the area of a triangle in formula?
Base times height
Base times height
divided by 2.
divided by 2, right? All divided by 2. Right? Alright, so now let's go through a problem. Let's say that we are given that our base is 3 and our height is 4. So Dalton, can you walk me through that?
So our base times our height. So 3 times 4.
So we'd have 3 times 4 divided by 2, right?
Yep.
Which is equal to what?
6.
6? That's the correct answer. Let's break it down into our steps though, just in case that not everybody's quite with you. What is 3 times 4?
12.
12. So now we have 12 divided by 2. Can anybody tell me what 12 divided by 2 is?
6.
6. Now how do we label area? We did it with the rectangle as well?
Units squared.
Units squared, correct. Okay, so now that we've gone through an example on the board, I'll have you work in your groups again, and we'll do an area of a triangle problem. Please label both your height and your base, and then thumbs up when you have an answer. All right, so we're both ready to go. So, Dylan, can you tell me what my base is?
Oh, 4.
4, correct. How about our height?
7.
7, perfect. Dalton, using these numbers, can you tell me what the formula is?
So your height times your base, so 7 times 4.
7 times 4 divided by 2?
Yep.
All right, and what does that simplify to?
14.
14? So let's take it again step by step. What is 7 times 4?
28.
28. And then we still need to divide by 2. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. Is this answer complete? Or are we missing something?
We're missing units squared.
Yep, because we need a label for every number we use, correct?
Yep.
Alright, so now we're going to move on to area of parallelograms.